Hey there, Bridget and Emily. I meant to get this video out on Monday, and it's Friday, but the reason why I'm so late is because I had a big physics exam this week. And it was my first physics exam, and I felt that, I did pretty well on it. Although I'm a bit disheartened to hear that, I'm not going to really get a curve on it. As it turns out, we were talking about curves before class, me and the other students, and the only curve we get is the curve that he assigns at the very beginning of the year, which is for the entire class overall. And that curve is a grand total of 2%, which means that in order to get an A, I have to score between 88% and 100% in the class. That's pretty steep for a college class, and I'm kind of intimidated. But I think I'm meeting the expectation for getting an A- or an A, which is good, and I'm actually really happy about that. Now, you might also notice that I'm not wearing my normal pair of glasses. That's because that pair of glasses got damaged in a CC production. I was, playing a character on stage, my glasses fell off, and the other characters walked on, and one of them accidentally stood on my glasses, and now they're broken. But don't worry, they're going to get repaired, so those are going to be back real soon. Now, Bridget, in regards to what you said in your video last week, I'm very happy to see that, your room is just as cramped as mine. Although I have to say yours is also quite a bit cleaner than mine. Now, as for what you said about me and my eating habits, I've been trying to work on it. I have sincerely been working on, eating more fruits and more vegetables and more good stuff like that. Although I'm finding it really hard for fruits and vegetables to be in two places at once like I am. It seems like the only foods that can manage to exist in quantum superposition like me are all junk food, like, pizza and nacho chips. On the topic of rooms, though, I can't wait to see yours, Emily. Apparently, you showed some pictures of it on Facebook, and it looks like it's a pretty nice room. It also looks like you don't have to pull your bed out to get it to, be an actual bed. Which reminds me, Bridget, you asked me to show you pictures about that, so you know what? I'm just going to show you a video instead of how my bed works. So this is what my bed looks like in couch mode, so I can sit here and try and do homework, although if I try to do that, I'd probably fall asleep. And here's what it looks like in bed mode. Completely different. Also, there are some interesting things about my personal life here on campus. For one thing, I've started playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And for another, people have actually been talking about me. Quite a bit, it turns out. Enough that people I don't even know seem to already have a pretty good idea of who I am. Granted, they haven't been saying anything bad. However, I think the best way to describe it is the way that one person tried to describe me to one of their friends. And I quote, "In a world where everyone's a squiggle, John Eric Thiessen is a square." Or as I would like to put it, in a world where everyone's a polygon, I am my own favorite shape, a tesseract. Wait, what's that I hear? You don't know what a tesseract is? Well, let me explain. You see, a tesseract is unlike most shapes that you learn in elementary school because it does not exist in 3 dimensions. You see, we're very used to things existing in 3 dimensions, where we have length, width, and height. But, some things don't exist in 3 dimensions. So, for example, if you want to take it, although this isn't a true example, the pages in this book are, you could think of as 2-dimensional. Now, if you want to make a 3-dimensional object out of a 2-dimensional one, all you have to do is drag those 2-dimensional objects through the 3rd dimension, in which case, these papers as 2-dimensional objects in this book can be dragged through it to make the 3-dimensional object, which is a rectangle. Well, a rectangular prism, in this case, my physics textbook. Now, what happens if we drag this rectangle through a 4th dimension? We get a tesseract. Let me show you what a tesseract looks like from cell first, face first, edge first, and finally vertex first. Tesseracts are an example of 4th dimensional geometry. They are analogous to what we have in our 3 dimensions called a cube. I love tesseracts. Now, if only I could make sense of them. Anyway, that's all I really have to report for this week. So Emily, I guess your video is probably going to be the big one. I can't wait to see your room, and also, maybe your roommate. So yeah, get to that as soon as you can. And I guess I'll see you when I see Emily. Later.